Hi, how you doing? It's Russell. In this video we're going to make some really fun little Halloween cookies. So I'm really looking forward to showing you this. It's kind of just a couple of steps, and we're going to make the cookies out of all these ingredients you can see here, and we're going to do this just in one step in the food processor. Then I'm going to show you how to make a couple of different colours of icing so you can get kind of fun with it. I'm actually going to be using a pumpkin shaped cookie cutter, but obviously you can get many different shapes of cookie cutter, but I knew we could do orange icing by colouring it up with some carrot juice, as you can see there on your recipe, and I knew we could do green as well by making some icing with spinach. So you can get, like I saw some bat shaped cookie cutters, and you can make black icing with black sesame seed, black tahini, so just kind of have a play around with it. But the main cookie is going to stay the same no matter what icing you put on there. So I'll just talk these through as I put them in. So we've got walnuts, Brazil nuts and pecans, which have been soaked and dehydrated just to make them a lot more digestible and make them a little bit more crunchy and less heavy. And what you're also going to find is when you process them after you've done that, after you've soaked them and you've dehydrated them, they're not going to be as oily. Especially pecans can really be very oily if you over process them, but not if you soak them first and then dehydrate them. So yeah, let's do all those first. And doing these first, we're able to get this quite fine. Okay, it's looking pretty good. So we're going to add the rest of our flours into there. So we've got, you could use coconut or oat flour for that one, and lucuma. So this is a fruit that's dried, made into powder, and it's great in cookies, in bases for things like cheesecakes and pies, and it's sweet, and it just gives a really nice flavour that lends itself well to this kind of thing. We've got some orange juice, pinch of salt, and a little bit of, you can use pumpkin spice or mixed spice. Put the whole lot in. Okay, and then to also help this bind, I like to use apricots. These are just kind of semi-dried apricots. If they're really, these are really pliable still, and when you kind of break them open, they're still quite moist inside. If you think they're a bit too dry, you can always just soak them maybe for an hour before you actually put them in there. And then we'll just give those a kind of a rough dice. And we're looking for just the right consistency with our final cookie mix that we're then going to be able to get the rolling pin to it and roll it out and cut out a couple of cookies at a time. So I'm going to show you the final consistency you're looking for. And if you find that it's a little bit too dry, you can always add a little bit of water to it, because we're going to be dehydrating it anyway. So even if for whatever reason your mixture doesn't quite end up the same consistency as mine, so you can just add that water to it and get those going. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to do the same to these raisins as well. I'm just going to cut those down and make it easier for the food processor to break them down. Okay, so this is the kind of consistency that you're looking for. Just take the blade out. So that when you kind of mush it together in your hands like that, it holds together like a nice kind of doughy ball. So get a good amount in your hand onto the board. Now each mix is a little bit different for whatever reason, depending on how oily your nuts are and you know how much moisture you've got in that final mix. And sometimes it will stick to your board and to your rolling pin, and sometimes it won't. So just try it without, just like I am at the moment, without any kind of extra flours or anything. And as you can see, that's actually rolling out really nicely. It's quite difficult to get raw kind of pastry mix like this to roll out like that. So if you find it sticks to your rolling pin or sticks to the board, you can just do what you would do in normal cookery and put a little bit of extra flour down. So you could use a little bit of oat or coconut flour, or you could just get your board a little bit wet and get the rolling pin a little bit wet. But I don't know if you can pick up that, but there's quite a lot of oil on there from all the ingredients we've got within that batter, so that's working a treat. Okay, so I usually do about this kind of size, about 2 at a time. So we'll push that down, get a good print, and then it's a little bit different than kind of traditional cookery. We have to be a little bit more careful and just get your knife under there, remove all these other pieces, and then take your dehydrated tray. Just the mesh sheet is all that's needed. Take that off, pop it onto the mesh. So just cut away the bits around it, because it makes it easier to slide your knife under it then. And sometimes, like this, it's just falling away really nicely, and sometimes it'll be a bit stickier. This seems to be working quite nicely. Okay, so you can see how we go with that. Then you just kind of bunch this up together again, get a little bit more, and continue that process until you've got a full tray of cookies. So what we'll do now, I'll just carry on doing this and then we'll come back. I'll show you the tray of cookies that I've got that have already been in the dehydrator. They're already done and they're ready for the icing. Here we go then. Here are our Halloween cookies, our pumpkin cookies, out of the dehydrator, and I've gone ahead and iced one already, and you can see that's dry to the touch after it's been in the refrigerator. So we've done in your recipe there, you've got some orange icing that we've made orange with the carrot juice, and I've got a green icing here as well. So let me just show you quickly. There's a couple of different ways you can do this, and you have to be kind of mindful of when you first blend up your icing, it's actually going to be quite loose. So when you put it in your piping bag, it's going to just run out the end. So you want to put your piping bag in a glass, fold over the edges, put your mixture in there, and then you probably want to wait. It depends how warm it is and how cold it is where you are, but I would say 30 minutes to an hour in a refrigerator, and it's going to be probably just about the right kind of consistency to be able to pipe it on. This is a little bit loose still, but we're going to give it a go anyway. The orange one, you can put that in a piping bag. I did that for this one, but you don't necessarily need that to go in a bag at this point. So let's just move these out of the way and show you this one. So take one of your cookies. I've got a small palette knife or spatula here that's been in hot water. I'm just going to take a little amount of my orange icing. And just get it up onto the stalk there. Spread it out. Just get it right to the edges, and then once we've got it fairly even, then we're going to make it, smooth it out make it look a little bit more presentable. Okay, and then from there you might want to just dip your spatula into the hot water again and just smooth it over. Nice and gently. Just let the heat of the spatula just smooth it out. Like that. These look like beautiful homemade cookies. And then you would probably want to let that just firm up a little bit. You could ice the green straight onto that one, but just going to give it a little bit of a green stalk. So remember, this is a little bit looser than it normally would be, so we're just going to be really gentle. Just get the ice into the end of the bag there. Give it a green top. The firmer the icing, the more you're going to be able to play around with kind of doing designs on there and stuff. So a little fun project for Halloween. Have a go at it, let me know how you get on, hope you enjoy it.